Stop studying the way most students do. If you're spending hours cramming, highlighting, and rereading, chances are most of your time is going to waste, and you don't even realize it. Imagine pouring water into a bucket full of holes. No matter how much you pour, most of it just leaks out. That's exactly how most students study. You sit down with your books thinking you're being productive, but by the end of the day, most of what you tried to learn has already slipped through your brain. It feels like you're working hard, but your study sessions are almost useless. Today, I'm going to show you how to study smart, retain more, and finally stop wasting time. Let me tell you about me. I used to stay up until 3 a.m., coffee cups everywhere, notebooks scattered all over my desk. I would highlight every line, reread chapters over and over, and rewrite my notes thinking I was being productive. But the truth? I was failing miserably. I realized I had no idea how to study effectively. Maybe this sounds familiar. You put in all that effort, spend hours studying, but the results don't match the work you're doing. It's frustrating, exhausting, and it feels like nothing sticks. The problem isn't you. It's the way you've been studying. Here's what most students do wrong. Passive studying, just reading, highlighting, or rewriting notes. Last-minute cramming, all-nighters that only work short-term. Pseudo-studying, looking busy without actually retaining information. Multitasking, scrolling social media while trying to study. And a negative mindset, thinking, I'll never get this, or this is going to take forever. Sound familiar? These mistakes are why so many students work hard, but never see real results. Here's the truth. Studying isn't about how much time you spend. It's about how much you actually retain. You could study for 5 hours and only retain 10% of the material. That's like only really learning for 30 minutes out of 5 hours. On the other hand, if you study for just 1 hour and retain 50%, you end up learning the same amount in a fraction of the time. Retention beats consumption every single time. Stop focusing on how long you study and start focusing on how much actually sticks. This is the secret that top students know, but most never learn. Let me introduce you to the learning pyramid. At the bottom, reading has a retention rate of just 10%. Listening to lectures, 20%. Watching demonstrations, 30%. But when you actively engage, everything changes. Practicing a concept, 75% retention. Teaching it to someone else, 90%. The key is active learning. Testing yourself, explaining concepts out loud, using flashcards, doing practice questions. This is how your brain truly retains information, not by just passively reading or highlighting. If you want results that stick, you have to work smarter, not longer. Now, let's talk about making studying a habit. First, spaced repetition. Review material multiple times over days, not all at once. Your brain needs time to absorb and consolidate information. Next, the 2-minute rule. Start small. Just one flashcard, one paragraph. Once you begin, your brain naturally keeps going. Habit stacking. Attach studying to something you already do, like reviewing notes after breakfast or summarizing a concept after dinner. And finally, the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of focused study, 5-minute break. Repeat. Small daily efforts beat last-minute panic every time. Consistency is everything. Here's the hard truth. Even the best techniques won't work if you don't use them consistently. Most students cram the night before and wonder why they forget everything. The real secret? Small daily effort beats last-minute panic every single time. Believe in yourself. Adjust your mindset. Study smart, not long. And if you want to take it even further, check out programs, guides, or communities that help you implement these strategies step by step. Start today. Take control of your studying and watch your grades soar. You've got this. Now go crush it. Let's talk about why studying feels so exhausting for most students. It's not because you're lazy or not smart enough. It's because you're using methods that drain your energy without giving results. Reading the same notes again and again feels productive, but your brain is barely working. Real learning only happens when your brain struggles a little. That struggle is what creates memory. Once you understand this, studying stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling purposeful. One of the biggest mistakes students make is confusing time with progress. Sitting for 5 hours doesn't mean you learned more. What matters is how much you can recall after. If you can't explain what you studied without looking at your notes, then it didn't stick. Instead of asking how long should I study, ask how well did I understand this. When you shift your focus from hours to results, everything changes. Another powerful habit is spacing your study sessions. Your brain needs time to process information. Cramming overloads your mind and causes quick forgetting. But when you study a little every day, your brain strengthens those memories naturally. 1 focused hour a day is far better than 6 painful hours the night before the exam. This approach also reduces stress and builds confidence because you know you're prepared. Here's something most students never do: reviewing mistakes. Your mistakes are actually your biggest teachers. Every wrong answer shows you exactly where your understanding is weak. When you collect and review those mistakes, you stop repeating them. This is how top students improve faster than everyone else. They don't avoid weaknesses. They attack attack them directly. That's how progress really happens. If you've ever felt frustrated, tired, or stuck with average grades, know this: it's not your fault. You were just never taught how to study the right way. Now you know better. Focus on retention, practice actively, space your sessions, and stay consistent. Apply these principles and your results will change. If this helped you, share it with someone who's struggling too. Start today, study smarter, and take control of your future.